So I looked down, and what did she have in her hands but the people damn jewelry? Like she had their jewelry in her hands.
So he replies to the video, "You're super duper pretty." So I'm like, "Oh, thanks." And then he says, "I like that you're sure."
It's another story time, y'all. Let's get to it.
Like, it's not just a dick pic, it's his whole body, but his whole body. It's just like, oh, we're getting straight to it.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Nina Boss, and if this is your first time here, welcome. And if you already subscribed, welcome back. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Make sure you like and comment too, and share it with your friends. Y'all, if y'all just watched my other story time, which would be from last week, I'm recording this the same day, so that's why I have on the same outfit. But this story time is gonna be about the girls trip from hell. I don't know if that's what I'm gonna title it, but something about the title made you click on this video. So thanks for watching, and welcome to my channel if this is your first time here. Make sure y'all go watch my other videos. This story time is about somebody that was in my other story time, but since she is married, I don't want to cause no problems. That's all I'm gonna say is that she's from another story time. I'm gonna name her something else. She's from a few story times, and I'm gonna name her something else. So are we gonna call her I don't know what to name this child. We gonna call her Messy. So this story time is about Messy, and me and Messy decided to take a trip together. So this is like horrible. Like we almost got beat up. I might just name it that. Like I don't even know. You go see. So yeah, we decided to take a trip together, and it was just crazy, like from start to finish. So I'm not even gonna tell the city that we went to because y'all are nosy, and for some reason y'all like to go dig and harass people. Like, leave these people alone. I'm just telling a story, and this is my disclaimer. My story times are just stories and things that happen to me from my perspective and my point of view. Okay, I'm not here to bash nobody, talk bad about nobody. If you did something bad to me, I'm sorry that people are looking at you this way, but this is just a story time. So welcome to my channel, and let's get into this story. So we decided to take a trip, right? I really feel like I should do this video in front of my Juneteenth tree, because by the time this video comes out, it'll be June. So let's move. Okay, we back. So this is my Juneteenth tree, as you can see. So for those of you who don't know, I don't know if you can see top and bottom. So here's the top, here's the bottom, because sometimes it be cutting stuff out. But for those of you who don't know, excuse me, I keep my tree up year round. Y'all call it a Christmas tree, I call it a holiday tree. It's my holiday tree. I decorate it for all the holidays, okay? But I did not do Memorial Day. I don't do Memorial Day. I don't do 4th of July. Don't ask me why. I just don't want to. So my Juneteenth tree stays up pretty much all summer. I have been doing this this is my second year doing it. So yeah, so let's get into the story time. So me and, what I said her name was Messy. Me and Messy decided we was gonna take a trip. Not telling you where, and I'm not telling you why, because y'all nosy. So stop being nosy, and then I'll give y'all more details. But me and Messy decided to take a trip, and it was just me and her, and yeah, so we took a trip. It was I guess a week long. I don't even remember. But it started off crazy, y'all. We got to the airport, and I think it was like a 4-day trip. Anyway, we got to the airport, and her husband is who took us to the airport. And y'all, tell me why. I don't know. When you're from Atlanta, if you're from Atlanta, you know this. If you put in your GPS Atlanta airport, you have to pay attention to where it's gonna take you, because our international side and our domestic side is like two different exits. It's like two different airports, really. It's on two different sides. So he took us to the international side, but we were staying domestic. And I realized it at the last minute, like, this is not where we're supposed to be going. And it's like, why you didn't say nothing this whole time? And I'm like, I thought, maybe he knew another way that I didn't know. I don't know. So I wasn't paying attention. When I did, we ended up on the wrong side. So we had to go back. So this is all delaying our time, right? So we running late. So we finally go through all the stuff that we have to go through to get to our terminal. And so before we get to our terminal now, we're supposed to be like leaving like in 15 minutes. And she is like, she hungry. And we both was hungry, but she was the main one saying she wanted to eat before she get on the plane. But I'm like, we are running behind, and your husband took the wrong turn. So what are you doing? So she said she was hungry, and so we stopped at a restaurant and got some food. But it's the airport, so we had to wait. And we waited. We done already paid for our food, so it's like, oh my gosh, we gotta go. Like we pressed for time now. We done checked our bags in and everything, so like we're pressed for time. Y'all, we got our food and ran to the terminal. Why, as soon as we was walking up to the terminal, they was closing the terminal door. They closed the door on us. So we missed our flight. So that was like the first sign that y'all shouldn't be going nowhere. But we still decided to go, of course. Our bags was on the way there, so we gotta go now. We ended up having to get our flight switched, and they switched it for us. And we were able to still make it there that day, but we had to fly this way to go that way to go everywhere. We flew everywhere, but I mean, we made a day out of it. So we get there, and we get to the hotel, and we're all excited now. We outside, okay? So we get there, and I mean, it was not much to do. It's late now. We were supposed to have the whole day here, and that didn't work. So, yeah, we get to our hotel room. I was in control of booking. So I booked the hotel in my name, and I paid for it when I booked. So this was something that she had to split money with me for. Like, and I'm assuming, that's my friend. She gonna give me the money when we get there, right? Right? Oh. So we get there, and check in, whatever. Get to our room. We discuss money. Why, as soon as we get there, she talk about her card. I don't remember exactly what she said, and I'm dumb for my friends, y'all. Like, I just be taking stuff that they say at face value, and I need to stop doing that. Like, if something makes me second guess, I need to say something, because it's not right. But we get there, and as soon as we get there, she talking about something going on with her card. Like, she can't use her money, basically. Like, not that she don't have any money, but she can't use her card. So it's like, oh, I'm going to just cash app you. I'm going to cash app you. Then it was like something was wrong with the cash app. Like, we just going to give you the money when we get back in town. So I'm like, I got to foot the bill for the whole trip, basically. And I'm like, this is not the plan, but we here. It's nothing that I can do, right? But that's not even what this story is about. This is just to show y'all, like, all the signs I was given to, because me and her that's dead. And I've said that, like, about a few friendships, but that was one of them that's just like, no, it's been too many years of the back and forth, too many years. I'm tired of trying to figure out whether or not you are a person for me when I keep getting signs that you're not. Anyway, so that was one of the signs. It was like, basically, I can't use my money. We're going to use your money, and I'm going to give you the money back. So I was already annoyed, but I'm like, we here, let's make a trip out of it, right? So that means anytime we go anywhere to get dinner or anything, I have to pay for it. So I was kind of annoyed about that. Anyway, so we walking around, whatever, doing whatever, and we meet these guys. So at this point, I'm no longer married, right? So we meet these guys, and they wasn't really trying to talk to me. They was trying to talk to her. And it was one guy it was a group of them, but it was one guy that was really trying to talk to her. So they exchanged numbers or whatever, right? And so that was it. We went on about our day. And I guess she was texting him or whatever. And we gonna give him a name. I'm looking at a blue painting and my shirt is blue. Let's call him Blue. No other reason but blue. So we gonna call him Blue. So Blue and Messy were texting each other, getting to know each other or whatever. But of course, like I said, she's married. So it's like, this is not gonna go anywhere. This is just to waste my time while I'm here, I guess. So she's talking to him or whatever, and then we, do whatever. We go this place, that place, we go out, whatever. We having fun for the week. So then, I don't know if this the next day or whatever. 4 or 5 days that we stayed there, I don't remember, okay? I'm not even trying to give y'all too many details because y'all is nosy. And I know I keep saying that, but y'all is. So, this was a different day, though. We're walking, and we see these same people. But at this point, she's kind of like turned off by him. I don't know what he said or whatever, but it just seemed like she just wasn't interested. Of course, she can't be too interested because she's married. But so she just wasn't really trying to give him the time of day. But we had went out and we had got drunk and we was walking around, and she ended up freaking dropping her phone somewhere and losing her phone. And at the time, I had 2 phones. So I decided to let her use the other phone. So now she has another phone. It's the reason why I'm giving you this detail. So both these phones are mine, in my name, right? So she, it's raining. Anyway, so she lost her phone, basically. Dropped it. We tried to find it, and the phone was gone. So we walk in, we tipsy, and we was, I guess, headed back to our hotel, and we ran into them same guys with Blue and his friends. And so we run into them. They're like, hey, what's up? Like, because we homeboy, homegirl now. We done met each other 2 days in a row. Y'all been talking, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, oh, y'all come back to our Airbnb with us. And I know what y'all thinking. Like, y'all don't know these dudes. Why are y'all going anywhere with them? But they had a cool vibe. I know this is very dangerous. I don't advise it. But we went to their Airbnb, right? We go to the Airbnb. It's other girls there. It's other guys there. It was a legit party. They wasn't trying to kidnap us. We were cool. They were cool. And that was actually my first time having Casamigos. So it was a cool time. But yeah, so while we were there, then there was another guy. I'm going to call him Green, since my favorite color is green. So Green was trying to talk to me. Blue was trying to talk to her. Messy. So me and Green had a good, not connection, but good conversation. And so it was vibing. Some people were smoking. They had a pool there. It was a really, really nice Airbnb. And then they told us that they had a different Airbnb and they was going to take us to that another time. So we went to that Airbnb. It was pool table. It was just cool, like a house party, right? And we was getting to know different people that were from different places. Because it seemed like they was just meeting people everywhere and inviting them back to their Airbnb because they just wanted to have a party. And they weren't from that town either. I have to make sure that I don't say the town. So, yeah, we get there. It was cool. I was talking to Green. She was talking to Blue. Even though she was annoyed by Blue and wasn't interested anymore. But now it's just like, well, you done lost your phone, so he can't even talk to you on your phone. He got my phone number, and by the time we get back home, all this gonna be null and void, okay? So it doesn't even matter. Let him get on your nerves for a little bit. We just passing time and having fun with these strangers. So we do that. We drink. They was playing pool. I wasn't smoking or anything, and so it was a vibe. So now me and Green exchange numbers, and then we leave. I think this point we were fine. So now it was another guy there, and he was like cousins to Blue. And I'm going to give him a name too because he ends up doing something crazy. And I'm going to call him Orange. I don't know why. Because it's a color. So we're sticking with color theme today. So we're going to call him Orange. And Orange had an attitude because he was trying to talk to me. The first day that we met, when we met Blue, Orange was with him. But Green was not. So Orange was with him and he was trying to talk to me, and I deaded him like immediately. Like, boy, get out of here. No, wasn't interested. I wasn't interested in anybody, really. I wasn't even interested in Green. I wasn't interested in talking to anybody. I was in a headspace where I don't want to go there. So I was just giving Green the time of day because he was attractive and gave him conversation, but I didn't think that it was going to go anywhere. So this was just a time pass. So, we had fun. Orange had an attitude because he saw that I was talking to Green, even though I wouldn't give him the time of day. He's like, oh, so you gonna give somebody the time of day, just not me. So he felt some type of way about it, but we'll get there. So now this is the next day, and Green actually invited us out. So we went out, and I can't tell y'all where, and we met up with Green. And he was like, oh, we going back to the Airbnb again. So I'm like, okay. So we go to the Airbnb that we went to. We didn't go to this place first. We went to another Airbnb, basically. The one that they was telling us about, which was real nice. Like, it was nicer than the other one. And the other one was really, really nice. So it was a few people there too. But what Green's intention was, because Messy was kind of telling Green, like, I'm not feeling Blue. I ain't trying to talk to him like that. I'm not interested. And I don't really want to see him either. Like, he's kind of annoying. And so Green was like, all right, I got you. We just going to stop by here and I'm going to pick up a bottle. Because I just got a bottle of Casamigos. And I don't want to go buy another one. Like, we could just pick up this bottle and we could head to the other Airbnb that we was at yesterday. It was like, okay. So he picks up the bottle, and I feel like, because Orange and Blue were at the first Airbnb, but we didn't go inside where people can see. It was like a back door that he took us to or through, and we went inside from that back door. So they didn't know we were there, but I think they suspected, that's the word, suspected, that we was around or gonna meet up with him or something, because they was like, you about to take this whole bottle to the other Airbnb by yourself? Like, you're right. So we leave and we go to the other Airbnb, which it wasn't that far from the first one. So we go to the other Airbnb, and it was a few people there, but it wasn't empty. It was people there, but it wasn't the same people that was there the day before. So obviously this is just a party house, and they just picking up strays everywhere. I guess we strays too. So we there at the second Airbnb, which is the place we went to the day before, if y'all following me. And this was actually the Airbnb that Blue was staying in, but Green was staying at the other one. So he left his Airbnb to go to the one that Blue was staying at, and Blue was at the one that Green was staying at. And so we're there, we're talking, we're vibing, right? We're still having a good conversation, me and Green. Messy says that she's tired, and Green was like, all right, let me hit Blue up. So now he's like hitting Blue up, like, hey, I have, my friend is over here and she's tired. She wants to lay down, and she just want to know if she could lay down in your room. I don't think he exactly told him that it was messy. He just said my friend. So he said that was fine. He unlocks the room some kind of way and lets her go in there and sleep, right? So we go back downstairs and it's just me and Green talking. There's other people there, but me and Green were talking. So now I'm like, oh, he's cool. Like, I started to, you know, be like, well, I'm feeling you. But, you know, my headspace wasn't there. But he was something to you know. So, messy sleep, me and Green talking, right? So then it's basically Blue comes in the house and Orange comes in the house, and they have a group of girls. And so that was starting to get louder. And so it seemed like Blue was on some other stuff because he had an agenda. Like, he had a girl that was hand in hand. So I was like, okay, he found somebody that was interested in him. And so, because he, you know, took the hint that Messy wasn't interested. So he's walking hand in hand, about to go in the room where Messy was, and Green was like, oh, girl is in there. Because he sees me, so he knows it's me there, and he knows Messy is with me. So he's like, you know, oh, girl is in there in your room. That's who, you know, I asked, can she lay down in there? And he was like, oh, okay. So him and the girl, you know, just chill in the living room. So now it's me, Green, Messy. I mean, not Messy. Me, Green, Blue, and the girl he was with. Talking whatever. So now I done went up to the room to check on Messy. And when I turned on the light, I had seen like this box off to the side. And I can't remember if I'm the one that first seen the box. It probably was me. But I don't know if I mentioned it to her. But we were talking about this box. And it was being nosy. So we looked in the box, and I don't even think the box was closed. It was open, and I think that's what caught my attention, or our attention, because I don't know who looked at what first. But I just remember we was talking about the box, and inside the box was a lot of jewelry. So I was like, she was like, ooh, we should take it. And I was like, girl, leave these people stuff. Like, we not going there. Like, I'm not taking these people stuff. Like, So I'm like, it's a joke to me, right? So I thought. And y'all already know where this story going. So I said, you know, I was ready to go. She was ready to go. Let's go. So she was like, I'm going to get myself together. I'll be right down there. So I'm like, okay. I left her in the room. Went back downstairs, told Green we ready to go. So he was like, all right, we gonna just do a Lyft or a Uber back to the hotel, and then me and you could just talk in the lobby or whatever, and then she could actually go to the room and go to sleep. So Green was actually gonna ride in the Uber with us back to our hotel. So now it's getting more personal, because it's like, these people have both my numbers. They know now what hotel we staying in, and they know my name, you know, my real name. And so, like, they know a lot. For them to be strangers, they know a lot about me, at least. So pay attention. So it's time to go. He said he gonna order us a Lyft or Uber, whatever. And he orders it. And then we go outside, because he's like, it's outside. So me, Messy, and Green are going into the Uber. We didn't even get to get in the car yet. And here comes Blue running outside like, don't let them leave. Y'all, I had no clue what was going on. I was like, looking at her, she was looking at me like, what the hell going on? Like, why he doing all of that? And I was like, I don't know, like, what's going on? So we both looking confused, and I'm like, man, I'm about to get in this Uber. Like, y'all tripping. Don't let them leave. Y'all trying to hold us hostage? We're outside already. Like, we're about to get in this car. I mean, it's not like y'all don't know where we going. He the one ordered the Uber. So we walking towards the car like, I don't know what he's talking about. We sit down in the car, and he's like, don't let them leave. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? All I know is I feel this camera is probably gonna flip it once I edit this video. But from this side of me, this is my left side. From this side of me, all I feel is her hand rubbing against me, like trying to get my attention. Now they didn't ask the Uber driver to sit there until they say that we can leave. So Blue done went back inside, and I just don't know what's going on. So we're sitting in the car. Green is outside of the car. He's trying to figure out why Blue is upset. So he goes inside. Me and Messi is sitting in the car, and all I feel is her tapping my leg, like doing this. I don't even know if you can see my hand all the way down there, but she's tapping my leg. And so I look down, and what does she have in her hands? But the people damn jewelry. Like she had their jewelry in her hands, trying to hand it to me. And I just panicked, because first of all, I'm drunk. Second of all, what the hell? Like, I did not know that she took it for real. And I'm like, what the hell? So I jumped out the car. That's the only thing I could think to do, is open the door and get out. And as I'm opening the door, Green is now coming back to the car, and he's at the door, and he's like, what's wrong? And I said, I gotta pee. I'll go straight inside. Before I could even get to the bathroom, I really did have to pee, y'all. Like, I don't know what it is with me and having to pee, but I just be nervous. And I'm like, I just needed to get out that situation at that time. And I know y'all probably thinking like, dang, you just left your homegirl like that. But I just feel like it was a setup. Like, she set me up. Like, I really didn't know she mentioned it. It was mentioned, but I didn't think that it was gonna happen. So I get inside, and of course Orange is there before I get to the bathroom. Orange is there, and he's like, you bitch, I knew you was a thief. Who you talking to? I didn't know you ain't talking to me. I was like, nigga, if you don't get your out my way, like I didn't steal anything, so you need to get out my face. Like, I was going off, right? And he was like, bitch, I'll slap you in your face. Y'all, before I could even respond, Blue is running down the stairs, going off, okay? Yelling, screaming, not at me. Yelling and screaming at Orange, because he like, you don't talk to no female like that, not around me. I don't care what the situation is. It's my shit that's stolen. It's my stuff that's missing, and I'm not even going off like that. So you don't disrespect no female talking about you gonna slap her. What's wrong with you? He was going off, and I was like, can I go to the bathroom? I just want to go to the bathroom at this point. So I go to the bathroom and come back, and now she's coming in the door. So I'm like, did she give him the stuff, or like, what we doing? So she goes back upstairs, and she's yelling like, I'm not no thief. I ain't take nothing. I don't got this. Da 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 da. She opens her bag, and she empties it out on the bed. Y'all can check me, pat me down, whatever y'all gotta do. He was like, look, all I know is y'all was in this room. It was in here before y'all were in this room. When y'all left the room, it was gone. And it was something that told me to check my shit before I let y'all leave. You see how intuition do? I ain't no thief though. And I ain't saying she's one. I'm just saying I didn't take anybody's jewelry. It's getting harsh. So, yeah. Oh, I didn't tell y'all. Today I am smoking Love 66 and blueberry muffin mixed together. If y'all have not watched my other story time, this is the same hookah, because this is the same outfit, because this is the same day. But yeah, not drinking today because I'm on a liquid diet, so I got my water, but it's all the way over there, so I won't be drinking it on this video. But yeah, so back to the story. So he's like, something told me to check my shit before I let y'all leave. I was like, dang. But I know I didn't have it. But at this point, I know that she had the jewelry. So I'm just like, man, just give these people their stuff so we can go. Like, they crazy, and they was already talking about, you know, and I don't want no problems. Like, I don't want nothing to do with that. I'm not about that life or this stealing. I'm not about this lifestyle. So I was scared at this point, and I just didn't know what to do because she was making more of a scene trying to prove to them that she didn't have it. And I'm just like, so you have no intentions on giving them their shit just to prove a point? Like, because they're not letting us leave. And they probably not going to call the police. They probably going to tie us up and do something to us because they seem a little crazy at this point. So, yeah, so I'm like, well, y'all could check my bag too. I ain't doing the whole emptying stuff, but he went through my bag. I didn't have no pockets or nothing, but I was just like, I don't have, and he was like, I could see it in her face that she's being genuine, that she really don't have my stuff. So why don't you just give me my shit, because I know it's you. And this is Blue talking to Messy. And she's just like still adamant about how she don't have it. So Green, the Uber is still outside. They done paid the man to stay longer. And so Green is back downstairs, and then Messy just grabs all her stuff, put it in the bag, and go downstairs and go outside. And I stay in the room talking to Blue like, I really don't have your stuff. I don't know what happened to your stuff. And at this point I'm lying, but because I didn't know what to do. Like, what would you do in this situation? Comment down below and let me know, because I didn't know what to do. So I'm just like, I don't know where your stuff is. I don't have it. Because I'm like, eventually if she do give them their stuff, I didn't have it. She would be the one to give it to them because I didn't have it. So it would be like, oh, she didn't know. Because I didn't know till we got in the freaking car. And I'm not about to snitch on my friend. I just keep telling y'all I don't have y'all shit, okay? So we leave out because we follow behind. Well, now Messy and Green are outside. So I go outside and they're like, the seat is lifted up in the back seat of the Uber. The seat is now flipped up. Like, you know when you can remove seats from a car? The back seats were lifted up because it was a van. But they lift up the seats, and the driver, Green, and Messy is looking underneath the seats. And I said, what's going on, to Green? And he said, she told me that she took it, but she hid it in the seats, and now it got caught under there. So we're trying to get everything out, and we just gonna get it out so y'all could go. And I'm not coming with y'all. And yeah, so I'm like, oh my God. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, like, this is so embarrassing. So I was just like embarrassed. Like, I knew, but at this point, but I didn't know originally. So they got the jewelry out, gave it back to Blue. So Blue was satisfied. But it was just like, we're labeled as thieves now. Like, that's lame as hell, because we too cute for this. And I ain't never been in this situation before. So I'm like tripping. And so now I'm embarrassed, and I was like, oh my gosh. So we leave, and she's like laughing it off, like, that was so crazy. And I was like, bitch, like, why did you do that? And why you didn't tell me? Like, you could have gave me the heads up. She was like, I thought you knew, like, we talked about it. And I'm like, you mentioned it jokingly, but I didn't know. Like, I thought it was a joke. Genuinely, I thought it was a joke. I didn't know you were gonna take the damn jewelry. Like, what the hell? So, y'all, we get to the hotel. I'm like texting Green, like, I'm so sorry. Because I'm thinking, like, think about it this way, y'all. Had we left, right? Had Blue not ever noticed that his jewelry was missing till after we were gone, right? They got my name, both my phone numbers, the hotel we staying at, that's in my name. So who you think they was gonna file a police report against if they found out that, you know, their stuff was gone? Me. Me, not her, me, because they didn't even have her real name. They was gonna file a police report against me. They had my real name, both my numbers, and where we was staying at, and what state we was from. Like, you could easily, if it's a police report, they could get my information from the hotel. Like, why would you put me in that? I don't even think she thought that far, but you put me in a weird ass position. I'm supposed to be your friend, and even if you feel like you was gonna steal, you could have let me in on it. I would have told you to put this shit back. Maybe that's why she didn't say nothing. I don't know. But I was thinking about it like, this girl is not my friend. Like, we done came out here. I done spent all this money. I don't even know if I'm gonna get the money back at this point. So I'm texting Green, like, apologizing, and he was like, I never pinned you to be a thief. And he's like kind of going off, but he's like, you're a thief basically. And I'm like, I'm not a thief. He's like, there's no way that this girl is this close to you and you just had no clue that she was gonna do that. And I'm telling her like the stuff that he's saying, and she's just like, girl, why are you worried about that stranger? He a stranger. Like, you don't really know him. And why are you worried about how he looks at you? Like, it doesn't matter. And I'm like, he could have been a cool friend. Like, I don't want anybody to look at me like a thief. Like, I care. Like, I cared. And so I'm just like, she was being real cold. So I stopped telling her stuff. And I'm like going back and forth with Green. Like, I'm sorry, like, I didn't know. I had no clue. And he's like, there's just no way that you didn't know anything. And then your reaction when I told you about the jewelry, it just was, you didn't seem surprised. And I wasn't surprised because I had already knew. Like, she told me before, but I didn't know when we got out the door. Like, I didn't know that that's what was going on. Like, I didn't know. So we get back to the hotel. We still texting back and forth. And at some point, Green got real drunk and he ended up FaceTiming me and saying, you know, I forgive you. We can still be cool, blah, blah, blah. Then the next day he was like, I was drunk. I didn't mean it. I don't want to be cool with you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, bipolar. But yeah, long story short, Green ended up like kind of ghosting me. I was fine with that because it's like, you got in your head an idea about who I am. That was your first impression because you didn't know me. And I get it, because had it been the other way around and it was our Airbnb and some dude stole some stuff and it was with you, I don't want nothing to do with you or your friends. I just met you. Goodbye. So I still feel like I would have kind of gave a benefit of the doubt, but I'm looking at it still from my perspective because I'm me. And I know that I genuinely didn't know that she took the jewelry initially. So yeah, that was the end of that. Fast forward to us getting back home. I ended up getting a phone call on my other phone that she had from Blue, and he called me to apologize again for, this is how you know that people are like nice people, even though they was acting crazy. But he called me to apologize for how Orange went off on me again. He was like, that wasn't cool. Nobody should talk to a female like that, no matter what the situation is, especially because nobody really thought that you had anything to do with it. Because the other girl, Messy, was in the room, we automatically thought her. We wasn't even, like, you were in the room at some point, but we didn't think that you had anything to do with it. And you really looked like you were surprised. But this is what Blue is saying. You really look like you were surprised. Like you didn't know what was going on. You were just caught off guard. And I was, genuinely. But I was freaking scared by the time they seen me because I did know. I was just scared. Like, I don't want nothing to do with that. Call me scary. Call me a bad friend. I didn't know what to do in that situation. So yeah, he called me to apologize. I was like, it's cool. Like, it's over with now. Like, we're probably never going to see each other again. Like, cause at this point, like, not at this point, but while we were on this trip, Blue kept calling me his cousin because my family's Jamaican, he's Jamaican. And so he just saying, you know, my cousin, this my cousin, that my cousin. Like, he's introducing me to people, that's my cousin. But he was cool, but it just was like, it's cool, we probably never gonna see each other again, so it is what it is. It's a gnat and it just keeps flying by and it's annoying because of where did it even come from. Anyway, so then he was like, I just wanted to know if it was okay to give Orange your number because he wanted to personally apologize. And I was like, because I don't want this man to have my number and think that he could just hit me up. I don't want him to have my number because remember, he was trying to talk to me and I didn't want to talk to him. So I was like, okay. He gives Orange my number. Orange ends up calling me, apologizing for talking to me crazy. And I was like, I just wish things went differently, you know, and now Green is not talking to me at all. And he was like, yeah, I know. He was just like real messed up about the situation. Even though Blue is okay with it, he just feel like, you know, that's your homegirl, and you know, he doesn't trust you anymore in that situation. So I'm being blamed for whatever, but I get it. So I'm like, okay, it's cool. I wish things went differently, but it didn't. So yeah, we squashed that. He apologized. It was left at that, and no, Orange did never call me again, and I'm so happy. But yeah, so that was that, and then so that was my crazy girls trip story, and to end it all, I didn't never get my money back until 4 months later. And I don't even think I got all of my money back, because I never really, like, we eat in, food come up to $100. I'm not like, okay, you owe me $50 for this. Okay, you owe me $40 for this. Okay, you owe me $30 for this. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do that. And it, you know, she wanted to get something, I paid for it. That was just what we did. And it's probably stupid, because I probably should have came up with a number to specifically give her, like, this is what you owe me, but I didn't do that. And then she was like, when I asked her for it again, like a month after the trip, like, what's going on with the money? She was just like, oh, my bad. Money is real tight for me right now, but I'm going to give it to you by this date. That date came and went, never heard nothing. And I just charged it to the gang. She was my friend, and I was like, I'm never going to see this money. And it wasn't until I was on her hard times again, and I was like, okay, let me ask this girl for this money, because she tripping. So I asked her, and then she ended up sending me money, and it was less than what she originally said she was going to give me. And I was like, well, I thought you were going to give me this. And she said, well, I was, but that was because I was trying to pay you for, like, having to wait for the money. So I really, like, overestimated how much I was supposed to give you. And I'm like, so what? Like, I had to wait this long now. This was when you were supposed to give me the money right away when we got back. Now I done waited 4 months. So what that you overestimated? Because now you really owe me more money if you was overestimating. But whatever. That was another thing that she did, Missy did, to show that she just was not my friend for real. And I'm not gonna say she's a bad person. We're just not meant to be friends, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. So yeah, that was my story time. I'm trying to figure out if this is a gnat or a freaking mosquito, but thank you guys for watching my story times. Feel free to go ahead and click that subscribe button, and like and comment, please, and share it with your friends. Share it to your Instagram, share it to your Facebook, share it. Nina Boss Life, okay, on everything. I will be doing story times, anonymous story times, so you can submit your story time to the email in my description below. Thanks for watching. Your girl Nina Boss. Come back next Friday, because I'm gonna have another story time for y'all, okay? So thanks for watching.